Today's video is sponsored by Baksu. I think we should make an official rule where I can only go so long without making one of Rie's recipes. All her stuff is always just so good, it's very rare that it doesn't meet my expectations. Between the breakfast platter I made, the strawberry shortcake, the mochi donuts, I could sit here listing stuff forever. For today though, I wanted to try out her delicious looking Matcha Tiramisu. Modeled after the version from Matcha House in Kyoto, this looks amazing, and the ingredient list is deceptively simple, so let's get right into this one. I was kind of shocked to find out that I have never done a single tiramisu recipe. The closest thing I've ever done was this tiramisu crepe cake like 5 years ago, but I don't even think that counts. I mean, I look like a fetus in that video. But before I can get into my proper first attempt, I wanted to give a huge shout out to my friends over at Baksu. Baksu is a monthly snack box subscription service that delivers original assortments of premium Japanese snacks and tea pairings. And you'll never get bored because the snacks are always different. Each month there's a completely different theme. Shipped directly from Japan and straight to your doorstep, think of it as a monthly authentic culinary journey for you and your family to go on. And if you've got some allergies like myself, do not worry, it comes with a Baksu culture guide to guide you through each snack and give you a breakdown of the common allergens. Personally, I absolutely loved the white chocolate infused strawberry and the handcrafted yuzu sake candies. So join thousands of other happy customers, click the link in the top line of the description and get 10% off of your order at Baksu. To make Rie's Matcha Tiramisu, grab some sugar and matcha, some hot water and heavy whipping cream, ladyfingers, 1 egg, and some mascarpone cheese. Now I told you, for a recipe like this, it always seems like it should have more ingredients going on, or at least that's what I think in my brain, but it's not all that crazy, and I started by measuring out 2 tablespoons of my matcha. Would I recommend using single serve packets like this? Probably not, but they are 100% matcha, they were all I can find, and they should be decent quality, so they'll work for today. Most of you guys know I am Italian American, but growing up, tiramisu was not something we ever really had or I made. I made it a couple times at the Italian restaurant I worked at, but we almost never had it at family functions. We were always more into the pastries, the cannoli, the zeppoli, even the sfogliatelle or the sfigadelles, as my grandma would say. But either way, I am very excited to give this version with a Rie twist a try today. And it comes together in a couple different parts. The first one being that bottom layer of the soaked ladyfingers that you just saw me construct, and whipping up your egg white with that cooked down sugar that I heated up to about 244 degrees Fahrenheit or 118 Celsius. And then setting the yolk in a double boiler with only 2 tablespoons of sugar and just whipping that until you get twice the volume. Now it's kind of hard to see in this shot, but I believe the pan was too hot, like I left it on the boiler for too long, and the egg yolk cooked a little bit. That's why all those little solids are in there, but it's no big deal. I just washed out the bowl and went in for a second attempt, and I don't know what happened. Everything was moving swimmingly up until this point, but I'm officially choking here. If I was going for an eggy kinetic sand, I would have achieved that perfectly. But I think on that attempt, it might have been too much heat again, or like the sugar crystallized weirdly. The only real purpose of putting this over a double boiler, as Rie describes, is to kind of pasteurize it and make sure there's no harmful germs in the egg yolk. Let's pretend like the double boiler's on, you know, if the FDA or whoever else is watching, look, it's on there. But yeah, for the most part, I was gonna whip this off the heat and make sure the heat didn't cause that sugar to get funky. And the last part, our whipped up heavy cream and mascarpone cheese. I know this recipe is pretty light by nature, but I feel like whatever desserts Rie touches are just so fluffy and enjoyable and palatable. Like, they're never so harsh. Don't get me wrong, I love a good brownie, but I'll be lying if I said it didn't feel like you swallowed a boot after you ate some of them. But with Rie stuff and a lot of other Japanese desserts in general, that's just not the case. So let's hope we will not break the streak, and I didn't just jinx that today. I folded together the 3 different components before layering it down into my oversized ramekin. If I had any intention of sharing this, sure, I would take out a little portion for myself and plate it up nicely. But based on the looks of this one and what history tells me, I think I'm gonna want to keep this entire thing for myself. Depending on how satisfying this first scoop is, we might need to pipe in some Rachel Ray effects. We'll see. Oh my god. The interior of this is so freaking perfect. It's light, it's smooth, it's not too sweet. It is so good. Don't get me wrong, you do have to like matcha to enjoy this. I know some people aren't the biggest fans out there, but even if you're like indifferent, you need to try this, or at least this interior, because it is very worth it. I only use this giant oversized ramekin because it's the closest thing I had to what Ria used. I imagine any vessel between 7 inches in diameter and like 10 or 11 would work fine. I'm gonna sit here and enjoy this, and you guys can now enjoy the outro. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, leave me a big old like. Can you do me a really big favor? Go on over to Ria's personal channel. It's down in the description, and show her so much love. She's the best. Follow me over on Twitter and Instagram if you don't already. Shoutouts to Boxu for making this one possible. And other than that, have a fantastic weekend, and I will see you right back here next time. Peace!
With the M without the AD. Flipping burgers and my money super lazy. Try and make a meal tonight, they ain't paying me. Try and supersize my life with my A-team. Yeah, our style wasn't wavy, but we had a vision.